If you're watching this video, that means I've been murdered. And I think I know who did it. Good morning. Ooh. I'm just gonna keep my heat on just a little bit. See if that will keep me warm today. Got my lunch. Took a lot of flack for forgetting and not turning back yesterday, so Stacy reminded me multiple times to bring my lunch, which I appreciate. And she brought it to me yesterday, so props to that. Yeah, so I hope everybody's doing good today. I figured that Wednesdays could be story days. How do you guys feel about that? All right. So when I was 6, 7, I decided that I wanted to do karate. And the Y had, I think, a free, or it was like a free sign up to do karate. I was the first one in the family to do karate. I know it's a big accomplishment, and there's a whole thing behind that. Check out my brother's videos for their details, but this is my story. So I remember going to a couple classes, getting the white belt. There was a presentation at the white belt, and I remember being really excited because I was on my way to be a Ninja Turtle. And then they said, oh yeah, you can keep getting new belts, and they're different colors, and all I wanted to do is get the orange belt because Michelangelo. And I said, Mom, Dad, is this something that I can continue to do? I wasn't probably that elegant. I was like, I want to do karate! And they're like, okay, well, there's this dojo in the Village shopping mall. Yeah, you can continue to do that, or we'll sign you up for a class. So at the first class, after the free Y and after I had my white belt, before I had a gi, so I was just rocking the belt and my clothes, probably sweatpants. And I remember going to that first class, and my white belt wouldn't stay up. And one time it dropped, and the sensei, let's call him Sensei Matt. Sensei Matt was like, oh, luckily you're not using that belt to hold up your pants. And the class laughed, and I secretly died inside. I told Mom and Dad I'm not doing karate anymore. I'm done. And so there's a couple of things that I've taken away from this story. Young Steve was a quitter. Old Steve's a little bit better, hopefully. Mom and Dad didn't put up a fight. And thinking back, or now knowing what I know, I'm sure they just didn't want to pay for it. Yeah, of course, be done. We don't want to pay for this anymore. And then the third thing is Sensei Matt. That was 30 years ago, and I still remember like the shame that I felt, and like the laughter of the other kids. I didn't cry, I didn't like run out. I like internalized it right away, like how embarrassed I was, and made the decision in my head that I was never going to go to karate again. And that was 30 years ago, and this guy has lived in my head since then. And I think about his perspective. I think about he said this one thing to get a laugh, which I would do nowadays, and he moved on. He's never thought about it, but this is something that stayed with me. And yeah, I could go back to that 6-year-old and say, yeah, we're all in this together. It's all goofy. We all make mistakes. We all get embarrassed. Like and nobody cares. But that 6-year-old wouldn't listen to that. I don't even listen to that now because people feel the way they feel. What was I gonna say? And it's not like this guy was malicious. I'm sure if a bunch of ninjas came into the dojo that day, he would have fought to the death to protect us. He was just making a little joke and just said some words, and then they stuck around. And I think the lesson that I keep trying to tell myself, or try to use this story to tell myself, is that words and actions have crazy amounts of power. If you can say something just and brush it off, and that can stay with somebody. And I think I put myself in Sensei Matt's shoes now, and I guarantee that I say stuff or I do stuff that sticks with people that I don't even think about. And that's something to be a little concerned about, is that maybe I need to think before I speak and think about my actions a little bit more, especially with the kids. I know for a fact I've done things and I've said things out of anger, out of fun, out of whatever. Just, this is nothing. They know that I love them. Of course I don't mean this, and it's probably stuff that's going to scar them for the rest of their lives. I'm sorry, kids. I don't mean it. I do love you. Don't hold those things so close. Let them go. Don't be so sensitive, right? But you can't say that, because people take in what they're going to take in. It affects you. It plays to this inner monologue game of how you feel and what's going on in your head, and those words mix up with that. Good story for a Wednesday. Storytime Wednesday. It was Colonel Mustard in the conservatory. I want you guys to have a good day. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.